Good morning. Rise and shine, my friends. Today is Wednesday, June 26th, and this is Wake Up with KERA News. I'm Katherine Hobbs. Thank you so much for starting your morning with me. Highs today will hit triple digits, so please stay well hydrated and find the AC wherever you can. I am so thrilled to be back with y'all today, and a big thanks to the lovely Shardae for keeping y'all up to date on all things North Texas while I was out sick yesterday. Okay, so before we jump into the news you need to start your day, I'm going to need anyone listening to go ahead and set an alarm for one day in the next week to watch the sunrise because dang, she has been putting on a show. Also, no judgment if that's the only time you get outside this week because temperatures are insane. Okay, now let's get into the news you need to get this day started. Dallas City Council is slated to vote on a ban on horse-drawn carriages today at the City Council meeting. Some opposed say there's no real evidence for a need for a ban, while activists in favor have been citing that the service can run in extreme heat along with other rule violations. In April, a council committee recommended Dallas look into adopting an electric carriage model for horse and human safety concerns. We'll see how they vote later today. Have you ever wondered what motivates urban area police recruits to pursue a career in law enforcement? KERA's Marina Tron-Martinez tells us that researchers at UT Dallas decided to find out. Here's that story.
The University of North Texas at Dallas team surveyed 22 to 30-year-old recruits. Dr. Roberto Gallardo shared results with the Dallas County's Criminal Justice Advisory Board. The team learned how 171 recruits feel about job dangers like injury, death, and losing the job. Black and Hispanic recruits were mostly motivated by pay and promotions. Hispanic recruits feared dying and reputation damage more than Black recruits. Despite those fears, Dr. Gallardo says they pursue law enforcement anyway. I'm Marina Trahan-Martinez in Dallas.
When someone is declared incompetent to stand trial in Texas, they may have to wait months or even years for their case to move forward. As KERA's Miranda Suarez reports, that process gets even more complicated when the defendant has an intellectual or developmental disability.
During his 6 months in the Tarrant County Jail, Kyrie Campbell kept asking his mom the same question. Am I going home?
What it's been like for him, it's very detrimental, confusing, scary, helpless, cold.
That's Campbell's mother, Chantel Taylor. She says her son is intellectually and developmentally disabled. A more recent schizophrenia diagnosis has added another challenge. According to Taylor, her son is 21 but functions on a childlike level.
We're talking about someone that can't remember phone numbers, can't remember addresses. He has a hard time remembering names.
Taylor says her son was having an episode when Fort Worth police arrested him from his group home. He allegedly injured a group home worker. That was in December. After a court declared Campbell incompetent to stand trial, he joined the long list of Texans waiting for a bed in a state mental health facility. While someone is waiting, they can't leave jail, and their case can't move forward. In May, Campbell had been in jail for 5 months. Taylor says he was suffering, losing weight and scratching through his skin.
I don't know what's causing him to dig, but he's digging down to the white meat.
When someone is declared incompetent to stand trial, it means their mental illness, disability, or both has made it impossible for them to understand their charges. In order to prosecute them, the state puts them through a process called competency restoration. That's a course of treatment designed to stabilize someone enough to participate in their own defense. To Taylor, this process seems futile.
What is the point in putting him on a wait list to restore competency when he's not going to retain any information? He's going to sit there and hallucinate the entire time.
Beth Mitchell is an attorney and the litigation coordinator for Disability Rights Texas. She says people with disabilities like Campbell spend more time on the competency restoration wait list.
They sit in jail forever, doing nothing, potentially becoming worse. Because there's no likelihood that they're going to become competent either. They rarely ever will end up getting tried, especially when they have an intellectual disability.
In an email, a spokesperson for the Tarrant County Sheriff's Office said jail staff made special considerations for Campbell. Campbell was refusing food, so jail staff bought chicken patties he would eat. Taylor says she has noticed an improvement in her son's condition. She's been working with a local activist group, United Fort Worth, which organized a letter-writing campaign on Campbell's behalf. Executive Director Pamela Young says Campbell didn't start getting better until people started making noise about his case.
Of course, he should have never been in the jail to begin with, but in that he was there, he was definitely being neglected until community stepped in.
All this time, Taylor has said she wants her son transferred to a state-supported living center. That's one of the institutions for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities run by the state. Alongside state psychiatric hospitals, they offer competency restoration services. In June, Taylor got the news Campbell would be transferred to one of those centers after 6 months in jail. Taylor says she believes her son will get the level of care he needs there.
My hopes for Kyrie's futures couldn't be any more than for him to just be happy and healthy, and in a stable state of mind.
Campbell still faces a criminal charge. One Tarrant County commissioner has called on the DA's office to drop the case. In the meantime, Taylor says she plans to visit her son often at the state-supported living center.
That was KERA's Miranda Suarez reporting. Well, as Pride Month comes to a close, the Rangers close out the month as the only MLB team not to have a Pride Night. And this isn't a new this year phenomenon either. Local advocates say the conversation with the team has been ongoing for years, but it stalls each year with no resolution. The Rangers say they work to provide a welcoming environment for all, but decline to comment further. New research at UT Dallas could help us better understand how aphasia affects speech and language. Dr. Ruzba Baruzmand at UT Dallas accepted a $1.7 million grant to further his research on stroke patients diagnosed with the disorder. Aphasia causes language loss in some patients following a stroke, and he wants to better understand what actually causes the disorder and figure out how researchers can use that knowledge for early diagnosis. Baruzman joined UT Dallas last year, and this is a continuation of over a decade of previous research. Beloved eatery Norma's Cafe is celebrating 68 years in business today. Diners can enjoy a 1950s price special on their chicken fried steak and birthday cake pie at all of the locations. For more info and other events going on around town, visit kera.org/calendar. Thank you so much for starting your day with me today, y'all. I am so glad you take a few minutes to listen each morning. Be sure to subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA newsletter, also by yours truly, at KERAnews.org, and give us a follow on Instagram and Threads at KERATX. I'm Katherine Hobbs. We'll chat again tomorrow.